I hope you guys enjoyed episode 13 as much as I did. And if you did, now let's hop on to some episode 14 spoilers. So episode 13 covered almost everything that I said in my last two previous videos besides the restaurant scene. So at the restaurant, Yoshang and Fan Xiao have a talk, and like they always talk in restrooms. I mean, so they have a talk, and Yoshang finds out what Fan Xiao has been doing and how he served 6 months of imprisonment and how he's working at the pharmacy and also at the restaurant. And also at the restaurant, there's this one male customer who looks down on Fan Xiao, making him pick a tip from the floor, and that scene was seen by Yoshang as well. And Fan Xiao, being looked down like that, he takes his revenge by practically making the wife of that male customer come and make a scene at the restaurant. It's so funny. Anyway, and we once again come across the character President Chin, who used to be Yoshang's previous company owner, and he is still actively pursuing Yoshang. I mean, like, it's so funny. And there's this one time when he decorates the entire of his car's trunk with roses and lights and wishes Yoshang a happy birthday, but Yoshang says that it's not his birthday and he just put whatever numbers on his, official documents. And Yoshang tries to make clear that the two of them can never be in a relationship, but they can still be friends. But the President Chin is so persistent that he says that he will keep continuing pursuing Yoshang until the day he falls in love with him. And Yoshang actually felt that the guy was even more troublesome than Luzon when Luzon was pursuing back then. Yoshang says how President Chin, or Xinjiang, his name is Xinjiang, is not suitable for him because Xinjiang is spiritually platonic and he does not do that thing. And after hearing that, Xinjiang is like, well, I can sleep with you, very much ready to break his spiritual platonicness. Yoshang and Xinjiang were actually meeting to have dinner, but then Yoshang just leaves, and he was actually drinking coffee when he sees presidency, the lady president, across, and with her he finds the male customer who had actually looked down on Fan Xiao, and there he takes his revenge, and it is exactly how that guy treated Fan Xiao. It's so satisfying, and like, no one can mess with Fan Xiao. It's like... And later, the president, she was bringing Yoshang back home when they see Fan Xiao and Xinjiang having a face-off together right around Yoshang's apartment complex. And it's so funny. It's like... And before presidency leaves, she says how if Yoshang were to pick, then he should pick the new one, Xinjiang instead of Fan Xiao. But Yoshang says that he doesn't want to pick either of them, and he goes to the both of them and asks what they came there for. Xinjiang says that he came there to apologize, and when Yoshang asked Fan Xiao what he was there for, Fan Xiao instead asked Yoshang back if he was feeling unwell, and Yoshang was not actually feeling well. He was having stomach ache, okay? Since he was not feeling very good, he just left them be and went upstairs. And downstairs, both Xinjiang and Fan Xiao were bitching each other. Like, Xinjiang was saying how Fan Xiao wasn't that impressive because he did not even say a word to Yoshang. And Fan Xiao retorted back with, I may not be impressive, but I did spend many nights and days with him, and I know him better than you do. And Xinjiang saying, yes, you do know him better, and that is why you knew how to hit him where it hurt him the most, something like that, and how he would never have a chance to get back together again with Yoshang and everything. It's so funny because they were actually having a competition to see who's more handsome, involving the kids around the apartment complex, and they were enticing the kids with their bike and their cars, with saying like, choose me and I'll give you a ride. And everybody chose Xinjiang because he had a sports car. It was so funny. And before Xinjiang left, Fan Xiao told him that if he wants to protect Yoshang, then he better stay away from him because the both of them were lunatics, and it was best the both of them stay away from Yoshang, something like that. Inside the apartment, Yoshang put Tenden to sleep, and he was still having stomach problems. That is why he decided that he would run to the pharmacy and get some stomach medicines. But when he came down the apartment, he saw Fan Xiao, And when he asked what he was doing there, Fan Xiao replied that he saw how Yoshang did not look very well earlier. That is why he wanted to stay and keep watch if something went wrong. And Fan Xiao also slipped up how he's always waiting outside the apartment complex, keeping watch until Yoshang turned off their light inside the apartment room. Yoshang was trying to go to the pharmacy to get the medicines, but when Fan Xiao found out that he was having stomach problems, he was very much ready to take him to the hospital. He literally princess carried Yoshang, but Yoshang insisted that he doesn't have to go to the hospital and taking some medicines would be okay. And Fan Xiao ran back and forth to get the medicine, and situations led to Fan Xiao actually cooking porridge for Yoshang. And inside the apartment, Fan Xiao actually brings out a small pie with candles stuck on it and wishes Yoshang happy birthday. And he even wished on behalf of Yoshang, and he wished that Yoshang and Tenten be always happy and healthy. Yeah. And some days later, after Yoshang was finally, over his stomach problems, well, the stomach problem was because he was working hard and his eating schedule was very irregular. That is why his stomach started giving him problems. And after that, he meets with Xue Baotian, And Xue Baotian tells Yoshang how after Fan Xiao fell from grace, he wanted to take revenge on Fan Xiao. But coming face to face with Fan Xiao, and even Fan Xiao with his downgraded level, Xue Baotian couldn't really do anything to Fan Xiao. But he said how Bai Pengyu, the guy that Fan Xiao bait for 10 minutes, was so much intent on taking revenge now that Fan Xiao fell from grace. And Xue Baotian tells Yoshang how Bai Pengyu intends to call out Fan Xiao and beat him. When Yoshang said that they wouldn't go far than beating him, Xue Baotian revealed that they were very much intent on taking it a little bit far. And Yoshang was very much worried about the whole revenge thing, that he even called Fan Xiao, but Fan Xiao's phone was switched off. And he even called Xue Baotian, but Xue Baotian also did not pick his phone. And since he was so worried, that he decided to go to the place where Bai Pengyu was intending to meet with Fan Xiao. And there things happen, and situation leads to Yoshang saying that they should keep Fan Xiao out of the revenge because the idea of beating Bai Pengyu for 10 minutes was from Yoshang himself, and if he needs to take revenge, then he take it on Yoshang himself. So they come to a deal about Bai Pengyu beating Yoshang for exactly 10 minutes. But when Bai Pengyu was about to beat him, Yoshang fought back and said how their previous deal did not say that Yoshang could not hit back. So Yoshang gets beaten up by Bai Pengyu, but he still did not really lose much because he fought back. And after that, when he returned home, he saw Fan Xiao there waiting for him. And since Yoshang was beaten really badly, his complexion was very bad. And Fan Xiao was asking him if something was wrong. And Yoshang kept saying that there was nothing wrong, and he was just tired and he wanted to go to his home. Yoshang also asked why Fan Xiao had turned his phone off when he himself said that if Yoshang ever called him, that he would be available all the time. And Fan Xiao revealed that Bai Pengyu was calling him so many times that he felt irritated and annoyed. That is why he switched off his phone. Yoshang did not want to talk about the things that happened with Bai Pengyu, but then he gets a call from Xue Baotian. And in the call, Xue Baotian says how he just learned that Bai Pengyu laid his hands on him. And the whole conversation is heard by Fan Xiao since he snatches the phone from Yoshang and listens to everything that Xue Baotian has to say. And yeah, Fan Xiao helps Yoshang treat his wounds. And there, in the novel, there is this scene when Fan Xiao touches the bruises on Yoshang's body. Like, Yoshang actually gets hard, and they do things. Like, Fan Xiao offers saying how if he needed help one last time, and Yoshang actually agrees. And also, when Fan Xiao learned that Bai Pengyu laid his hands on Yoshang, he was very much intent on taking revenge. But Yoshang told him not to take revenge, for he did not lose, and how Bai Pengyu also did not get much advantage over him. But Fan Xiao says that he's gonna take revenge, but not to worry, for he will not go against the laws and he will do it within the law.